The Minister of Communication and Multi-Choice Ghana are on a war path. What's the background? In March 2025, Multi-Choice, operator of DSTV, raised his subscription price, triggering public backlash. Now, soon after this, the Ghanaian cedi started appreciating significantly against the US dollar, gaining roughly a third of its value. Now, the basis for some of DSTV's pricing is the exchange rate, but that's not the only basis. Now, despite the appreciation of the cedi against the dollar, the DSTV did not adjust its prices downwards. On July 4th, which is a month ago today, so a month to the day today, the Minister of Communication, Data, Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nate George, met with the Multi-Choice team and demanded a 30% price reduction. It's led to many meetings. Over the weekend, the company sent out a statement. I don't know if you can find the statement. I think it's on the platform. You can read it for me, Francisca. So March 4 was where they raised their price. July 4, the minister meets them and says they should reduce their price. They've had a series of meetings. And then on August 2 or 3, they send out a statement. I don't know if any of you can read it for me.
Yes, it's August 3, and this is a statement from DSTV. It says, Multi-Choice notes with concern the recent statements made by the Honourable Minister of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, Mr. Samuel Nate George, regarding DSTV pricing in Ghana. It is regrettable that the Honourable Minister has taken this stance, notwithstanding our ongoing endeavours to engage with the Honourable Minister candidly and in good faith on this important matter. In an effort to arrive at a resolution, we have made a proposal to the Honourable Minister and the National Communications Authority, NCA, on an alternative further engagement avenue. Having operated in Ghana for 30 plus years, we value our employees, contract staff, dealers, installers, agents, and retailers in Ghana. We are mindful of the dire implications that an impasse may have on you and your livelihoods, and we assure you that we are committed to working together with the Honourable Minister and the NCA to resolve this matter. Multi-Choice values its subscribers and endeavours at all times to keep DSTV subscription fees as low as possible, despite extremely challenging competitive and macroeconomic environment in which we operate, without compromising on customer choice and the quality of the service we offer. While we appreciate the recent appreciation of the cedi, which we have never referred to as a fluke, it is not tenable to reduce the DSTV subscription fees in the manner proposed by the Minister. Multi-Choice remains committed to constructive engagement with the Honourable Minister and to comply with all applicable laws and regulations in Ghana, and trusts that the authorities will do likewise. Signed, Alex Ochoy, Managing Director.
But let me play for you. So there are two views on this, right? Apia Adomako of CATS has had issues with DSTV, although he doesn't think the approach of the minister is sustainable. But at least he believes that it's symbolic. So let's hear what he said. We did an interview with him earlier, just to put that out there. And then I'll read some other things. Imani to have a challenge with what they consider attempts at market interference by government forces on this now 1 month spat, because it began as a conversation on social media in April, and the minister stepped in on 4th July, and today is 4th August, so that's a month since this has been going on. He was speaking to Charles Owusu-Kumi on, no, not Charles Owusu-Kumi, Charles Kumi, is it Owusu too?
Yeah.
Okay, Charles Owusu-Kumi on CNR yesterday.
I think Multi-Choice has not demonstrated any good faith with regards to this matter. I mean, the minister is not talking out of nothing. If nothing at all, we've seen that the Ghanaian cedi has appreciated since March or so. And it is fair and reasonable that Multi-Choice also passes on the cedi appreciation gain to consumers. If you will recall, somewhere in March, Multi-Choice increased its services tariffs by 15 to 18% across board. And I mean, it would have been reasonable if Multi-Choice could have even reverted to the increased prices as a way of showing that they have Ghanaians, customers at heart. And multi-choice can choose not to reduce its prices because it does not face competition from any other provider. Ghanaians are stuck to multi-choice because multi-choice has a premium content for its sports programs.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the license for broadcast for the EPL and the Champions League, for example, is done at exclusive license to multi-choice. So in Africa, no company has access to those premium content. And this is what has resulted in multi-choice becoming dominant in the TV market. And I think that if the minister wants to bring this issue to finality, we find ourselves in a free market economy. And so we cannot necessarily dictate prices to businesses. If multi-choice is not trying to comply through the moral suasion by the minister, I think that the minister can use more of a market approach. When you go to the US, for example, all sports program, whether the baseball, the football, the hockey, or whatever, they don't license. No station has the sole right, monopoly on those content.
Okay.
But in Africa, we have allowed these things to persist. And it will be very helpful if trade ministers in Africa, if ministers of communications in Africa can come together and also challenge the sole licensing that the Europeans give to multi-choice that has allowed the multi-choice to become dominant in the market.
I was asking if that should be the goal, to create a competitive market instead of asking a company that has monopoly to reduce their prices.
Yes. Now, multi-choice doesn't face any competition in this market. It become more like Warabeba. Whether you like them, you come to buy their product. But if multi-choice were to be facing competition in the pay TV market, I'm sure that the minister would not even have to go there to tell them to reduce their prices. So if they are failing to comply, I think that we should also see how can we break the monopoly. And that is a medium to long term. In the short term, this thing cannot be achieved. In the short term, we will not be able to break multi-choice monopoly in the market. But the minister's action in terms of suspending their license by 7th is also not a sense of bad signal to investors. If you recall, on Friday, when the minister was having the press briefing, the minister also talked about inviting companies into the business outsourcing centers in Ghana. And on one breath, you are inviting people to come and invest in Ghana. And then on other breath, you are telling others that if you don't reduce your prices, we are going to shut your licenses. This sounds, more of a, it doesn't sound well for businesses that want to invest in Ghana. So we need to find a more market approach in resolving this matter. And the market approach is through competition, working with other African. Nigeria is the biggest market for multi-choice in Africa. If Ghana can work with Nigeria, Egypt, Cameroon, and Kenya, I think that collectively we'll be able to address the dominance that multi-choice has in this pay TV market.
Until we have a competition for multi-choice, it looks like we're stuck with them. But they did say in their statement that they cannot reduce prices in the manner that's been demanded by the minister. So it means that there are other ways they can reduce prices. Should the minister be looking forward to, say, call them back to the table and look at other ways where they can find common grounds and get what the minister is looking for?
Yes. I would say that, as I said earlier, the multi-choice has not demonstrated good faith to Ghanaians. And let me tell you one thing. When you are a subscriber to multi-choice service and you have a network problems and it cannot be resolved remotely, and you call multi-choice, They will give you a number of a third-party agent to come and fix it for you. Once the person comes, you pay the person. And that is very wrong because you are in law, we have what you call benefit and burden principle. He who enjoys the benefit must also enjoy the burden. I pay a monthly subscription fee to you as a multi-choice. And so if my network has a problem and it cannot be resolved remotely, whoever comes should be the one, you should be paying that person, not me, the subscriber. And all of these things are happening largely because of the monopoly and the dominance that is in this market. And I think that also in the short and medium term, we also need to get our consumer protection laws and competition laws in place so that some of these things can be curtailed, because they don't feel any constraint. They don't feel any constraint to do what they do in other markets because we don't have the relevant laws here. And I think that the Minister of Communications and the Trade Minister can work together to sponsor the competition and the consumer protection law, which has been on the drawing board for the past 18 years.
So that was Apia Adumakukusi speaking. He's written an article on this. Imani has also written an article on this. I don't have time to go into all the details. Edwin tells us that on social media, people are really agitating for the company to reduce its prices. There's an infographic that Finex Insights has put out today, 4th August 2025. And it's giving the base price, and I suspect this is in US dollars, the base price for a DSTV package, a premium package. So Ghana is $82 for premium. Ghana is $82. Liberia is 61. Botswana is 61. Eswatini is 52. South Africa is 51. Angola is 33. Nigeria is 29. So Nigeria is like 1/3 of the Ghana cost. So, and this is before tax. Okay, of course, if you add tax, the trend doesn't change. So the tax, even though Ghana's tax is high, even before tax, you are still the highest. You get it? And if you add tax, all the countries don't change.
How about the other operational elements?
No, you can do that research. What we have what we have is the country name, the USD monthly price, and then the tax component. All right. So if, for example, you take away the tax component, if you take away 18.5 from 82, you're going to have around $63, which is still the highest. Because you remove the tax component from all these countries as well. So, for example, and this is interactive though. So the Ghana 82, the tax build-up is 18.5. The Liberia 61, the tax build-up is just 5.5. The Botswana 61, the tax build-up is 7.5. The Eswatini 52, the tax build-up is 6.8. So the 51 for South Africa, the tax build-up is 6.7. And then the 33 for Angola, tax is 4.0. Yeah. So that also tells you that Ghana's taxes are very high.
Yes.
The VAT. But you see, even though Ghana's taxes are high, when you remove all the taxes, we are still the highest.
Yeah, but you see, that's what I'm saying. That have you built in the other operational elements, the cost of running their?
No, I haven't built it in. So maybe you should build it in.
No,
I don't have those figures. So you can do that in. What we have is what we have put out.
Yeah, but
the price before tax, the price after tax, and Sky. This look Liberia, Botswana, Eswatini.
I'm saying
South
the
Africa.
rigor must go beyond just talking about taxes. We should also talk about how much it takes or it costs to rent an office space to run your business in Ghana.
Yeah.
How much you are,
to those countries?
Yes. How much you are paying for common services in terms of.
So maybe you should get your researchers to do that way. Then you can add value to the discussion. But what we have done, at least what
I'm saying that is not fair.
No, what I'm saying is, you see, we can do a discussion on the basis of what is known. If I had just come up and said the DSTV package in Ghana is 82 and the package in Liberia is 61, and I didn't take into consideration tax, I would have been simplistic. So we've removed tax. When you remove tax, Ghana is still the highest. You can say the other cost, which you haven't researched. Maybe the government can come up and do some index, but we don't have that. So for me, I'm just trying to put out the fact.
Okay.
All right. I don't think anybody is a fan of this approach of reduce your price now or forever hold your peace kind of thing. It's not sustainable, but it may be symbolic. It's not sustainable because if you want to change something like this, it's a structural regulatory issue. Do you understand? So I'm not going to sit here and say a ministerial directive is the way to run companies. No. But what I'm saying is that it possibly just points to the need for an urgent conversation around a sustainable way. In fact, Caleb, the gentleman who flew, who drove, I don't know, you're not here. There's a gentleman who decided to drive from Accra to Kumasi because he was a London train economist. Good. He wrote a second article about pricing in Ghana. Maybe you should read that to help the discussion. So it's possibly a deeper issue of pricing than not even DSTV.
The Airbnb.
Yeah, you should read what he wrote. So Sky, you've admitted in Ghana that we have a pricing problem.
Yeah, but that's true.
We have a major pricing problem, and maybe they are also taking advantage of that to also price the way they do.
No, but what I'm saying is that we should not just be simplistic and say that CD prices, CD is doing better against the dollar, so prices should go down necessarily. Because if I do all kinds of things, and I do know that the cost of running these things is not simply a question of how much you pay to the government every day. There are daily costs that you have to meet, which when they come together create a huge ball in your pocket. But these are not often raised when policymakers are pushing for
the reason
prices
people
to go down.
brought the dollar thing in was that I remember in the past when this debate came up,
DSTV
they said it was the exchange rate. Then from March, April, May, the city starts gaining. Then in the middle of April, you raise. You see, so if you say one of your main cost drivers, and by the way, in those times, Ghana's exchange rate was very challenging. You get it? So everybody can understand if you say your exchange rate environment is difficult, your currency is weak, and it keeps falling. And to hedge ourselves, we have this pricing. Now, if that's true in 2022 and beyond, if the currency has shown a sustained considerable reduction, even if you will not reduce, keep it at the minimum. But in the middle of the April, then you want to raise. Do you understand? So it suggests a certain counter. It's like you say this and then you've changed your mind. I think that the DSTV response should have probably explained the point you were making around other costs. All right, because now you notice that he says that we never said that the exchange rate stability was a fluke. Do you understand? Which means that they know that Ghanaians remember when they said that the exchange rate was an issue.
Yes.
Okay.
It was in a public statement.
So of course, there are a company who may not want to divulge their pricing strategy in public, but to the extent that it has become a national discussion, maybe they should put a bit of flesh and say, in Ghana, there are other costs that keep us. Because, Kai, you cannot tell me that. Fine, if the Nigeria argument is that Nigeria is a big market, apart from South Africa on that list, Ghana is bigger than all the other countries that we are. Do you understand? Are you saying that?
In terms of what?
Market. Are you saying that Liberians?
No, hold on. Calm down.
Absolute number.
Hold on. 14 million overall subscribers. 7 million in SA.
Yeah.
7 million plus. Outside, the rest that they say is what they call ROA. Of the ROA, of the other 40% is Nigeria.
Good.
Hold on. The rest is spread across.
You have Liberia,
Come on.
Botswana, Eswatini,
on.
Angola.
What is the absolute subscriber numbers in Ghana?
I don't have that. They should provide that.
So that's why I'm saying that let's be a bit nuanced when we
go for it.
We say, hold on.
We are okay. No, you go on.
I've heard you.
Go on.
Hear me out.
Go on.
We must not use certain things where it's likely. When we say population, the fact that we say 33 million, we have 33 million people, does not mean there are 33 million DSTV. No, it's not for your purpose. I'm not speaking for your purpose. I'm speaking to the general public in this matter. When we say there are 35 million Ghanaians, it doesn't mean there are 35 million DSTV subscribers in Ghana. Perhaps there could be 100,000. Liberia could be a population of 1 million, but have 800,000 DSTV subscribers.
Fair enough.
I'm happy you are saying could.
Yes, I'm saying could.
And I'm saying that.
I just want us to have that.
But even if that were true, let's assume you are selling Coca-Cola. There are standard price. You see, that's why economists do something they call PPP, purchasing power parity.
Yes.
So those nuances notwithstanding, I don't see the justification for Ghana's price.
If you take out the tax bill, that's still being 63.
compared to
Yes.
because if you take out the tax for
That's a fair observation.
because if you look at the countries on this list and you see our economies are comparable, like Liberia is a small country in terms of it's a
what?
mining intensive country. So Liberia's population is not that sophisticated. I think there will be a higher number of middle class people in Ghana than Liberia generally. On all economic indicators, Ghana is more prosperous than Liberia. Angola is a resource-rich country, and Angola is maybe an outlier because Angola has a very oil-skewed market. But even there, right, where you have people who are paid a lot of petrodollars as being expats, their price is lower. Then you have Botswana.
because
So you have I'm coming.
because
So you
the
have
Angola subscription numbers are higher.
good. So you have
Than
Botswana.
ours.
Botswana, which is a more stable macroeconomic environment. So you can say over the past 20 years, Botswana doesn't have the volatilities of Ghana.
Yes.
Okay. But then you have Eswatini, for God's sake.
What is the location of Eswatini?
I don't know.
You see, you're not
Yeah,
taking those. Where is Eswatini?
but you see, my point is that we shouldn't. You see, the business can explain those things, but as a Ghanaian regulator, I should be giving reasonable answers. So the things you and Sky are saying should be in the response of the company to say the reason why Ghana's prices are 15% higher than the average on the continent is A1, historical macroeconomic instability. 2, relatively small, whatever reason they are giving, which goes into their price. But I'm saying that if you look at the range of countries with their various characteristics across the board, you cannot tell me that having that almost 3 times the Nigeria price makes sense.
Let me do this for 2 minutes.
I need more.
Let me do this for 2 minutes.
You supposed to provide more information, not me.
No, not they.
They should be.
Yes, they're by DSTV. They should.
No. Let's assume that today we are.
No, I don't want to.
For sake of argument.
No.
For sake of argument, let's say that for today, I'm arguing on side of reduced price, and you're arguing and saying
We are all arguing the
hasten
side of
slowly.
reduced price. No.
Yeah, we are all there.
Listen.
But we are just asking.
Oh, I didn't know you were there with me.
DSTV brought this upon itself by virtue of the statements that were released when the currency and inflation were not the best.
So I'll bring that when you're done. 2023.
You can read.
Bring it.
So
To help us.
MultiChoice Ghana's response to customers on price increase. MultiChoice Ghana's key priority is to put our customers' needs at the heart of everything, and we undertake to continue doing so. We acknowledge your concerns regarding our announced price adjustments, which will be effective 15th February 2023. As a business operating in Ghana, we appreciate the current difficult economic condition the country is facing, and hence we understand your concerns. MultiChoice has considered various factors, including the current economic pressures facing customers when considering its price adjustments. However, to be able to continue to bring to our subscribers the premium quality content that they so much love, we have had to make these adjustments. So economic and financial and economic reasons for the adjustments. Our last price adjustments was on the 1st of April 2022. After that, there was an adjustment of the value added tax VAT rate in January 2023 from 12.5% to 15%, which is a tax we collect and remit to the GRA. The significant portion of our content and satellite costs are sourced internationally and paid for in foreign currencies, like the FIFA World Cup, 14 European leagues, tournaments, i.e. the Premier League, La Liga, UCL, Formula 1, tennis majors, and all of that. In April 2022, when we last adjusted prices, the Ghana cedi to US rate was 7.54. versus the current rate of 12.39, a 64.4% depreciation during the period. Since our last increase, fuel prices have increased by 58.8%, from 9.7 Ghana cedis to 15.4 Ghana cedis. Electricity tariffs have increased by 52.24%. Our DTT service ran from 14 cell sites that significantly use electricity and fuel to power the various equipment needed to broadcast our content. Year on year, inflation as at the end of December 2022 is 54.1% versus the April 2022 number of 23.6%. The various adjustments we have announced is an average of 19% increase, which is significantly below the current year-on-year inflation, which has increased by 30.5 percentage points. It is important to also note that our subscription price build-up includes various taxes such as VAT 15%, NHIL 2.5%, Get Fund Levy 2.5%, COVID Levy 1%, and Communication Service Tax 5%. With the above considerations, we have had to do an adjustment on average 19%, yet significantly below what is required to cover the increase in our cost of operations within inflation currently at 54.1%. With the above considerations, we have had to make an adjustment in our prices and continue to strive to see that the increase faced by our customers is as low as possible. Over the past 30 years, MultiChoice has worked tirelessly to ensure it provides an unrivaled bouquet of channels to watch and platforms to view them on for the entire family.
So this is a 2023 statement.
Correct.
Which mentioned the exchange rates
Not alone.
and then
Inflation.
other
economic
yeah. But all those things have improved.
Yes. Fewer
Inflation
prices.
was 51%.
Yeah.
Inflation is now what?
It's about 13.
13%.
Yeah, that's the
Exchange rate at the time had jumped. The
12.
think about the appreciation.
Uh-huh.
The city appreciated from 7 to 12.
7.5.
Subsequently got to 17. Has come back down between
That's
the 10
a
to 12
massive
range.
improvement.
Okay.
Okay. Well, how about
Fuel
fuel?
prices haven't increased that much. Sky.
Have fuel prices gone down?
Sky. Fuel prices have not. We've been announcing the fuel prices.
But fuel prices haven't
They've
gone
been
down.
relatively stable.
Yeah.
They've been relatively stable. They've not been changing that much.
No, I'm saying that fuel prices haven't gone down. They
Sky,
mentioned some
have they
other.
gone up significantly.
No,
Check,
there have been increases. I mean, fuel prices have been going up. Bernard, you
Sky,
and I know
compare
this.
it to
Just recently,
our
they said
reference
that
time is 2023.
2026.
You and I have sat here and you have been clapping around the economic issues. Even
Yeah, that's right. For,
Generally,
for the CD.
Sky, generally.
Bernard, well, there are only two main items here. The cost build-up. Two main items. The issue of how much we are paying when we are buying dollars. And then also inflation. Those are the two big issues.
Fuel prices
Fuel hasn't gone down. I mean, you can call. You see, there have been issues.
They don't use those figures. They are talking about the rate of increase.
Yes.
So between 2023 that month and today, fuel prices have not increased that much.
There have been increases. I'm not
You see,
saying.
they
you
are
are
talking,
talking about.
don't forget, when these guys do this, they talk about stability. They are not saying the thing has come down. They prefer a stable environment. And I'm saying that fuel prices have been generally stable. They've not been that
the point
volatile.
I'm making is this
Have you
statement.
Godfrey, before you come in, we should ask ourselves. You see, that's why I was making the point about let's be a bit nuanced. Get fund levy, is it still there or not?
We've made the argument that the taxes is not an issue because when you remove the taxes, we are still the highest.
No, I'm
so I'm
asking-
saying
no.
that, see, Sky, we can hold taxes constant and still
But
make this
COVID
argument.
levy is going.
You see,
No, it's going, it's not gone.
guys, what we see, we are flogging the dead horse.
understand
I am
what you're
saying
saying.
that holding
If you
taxes
take out taxes,
constant.
it's still high.
That's the
63.
point. So let's not
Yes.
even mention taxes.
So but we have not spoken about fuel. We have not spoken about electricity. We have not spoken about water.
That's Sky. All those countries that you mentioned also have those things.
But the question is
At our
at
rates.
what rate?
What rate? But how do you know?
Hold on.
No. You see, no, guys.
Gentlemen, can I ask?
Guys,
and I want to
guys.
ask the question
Once the currency, no, you see, let's be fair here. Once your currency stabilizes, are you telling me that if inflation comes from 50% to 13%, it doesn't affect other things you buy? It does.
But you
So,
and I,
what-
Bernard, you see, let
Sky, I want to
hold
ask
hold
both
I
of
don't
you a
want to be
question.
misconstrued. You see, the point here is you and I have sat here and we have flocked the PURC that we are seeing prices improve on the basis of the CD doing well against the dollar. But they have come to announce increases in this country. The same for
That's
electricity.
an automatic adjustment formula they use every quarter, which has been agreed by industry. It's not arbitrary. So if you want to change the automatic adjustment formula, there must be strong reason for doing that. Number two, that automatic adjustment formula, FX is part of it. So the percentage is like 2% increase, 2.11% increase. Are you telling me that that is so volatile that a company cannot plan with it? Number three, you see, what we all forget is that even in this discussion around the DSTV cost, we haven't added subscription per head. I am saying that if the company really wants to prove that They justify why they are charging us this amount. They should tell us that in the countries that we mentioned, let's assume we buy DSTV for $1 million per country. If there is 1 million subscribers in Nigeria, we can sell at $1. But if there's 500,000, it has to go to $2. Let's understand the rubric for calculating the markets, because the range of countries we've shown you on that list is so diverse that it's not just a Ghana-Nigeria comparison we are making. Number two, we just announced Coke. There are products that also sell across the continent. Again, let your people do back of the envelope calculation of the cost of those products per cent in specific markets, and see if the difference in the Ghana to those countries will be consistent with the DSTV one. Then we can make an argument.
Within that comparison you are making, would there be a Coke? Would there be a specific flavor of Coke in there? For instance,
You can pick a standardized product. It's like inflation. You can.
but this is not a standardized product.
No, DSTV Premium is standardized across the countries. So you see, you can pick. That's why it is in the example. If you want to compare,
You mean
the DSTV Premium package is standardized across the markets we've referenced,
Yes.
because it's a standardized package and it's per dollar. So what I'm saying is that I think maybe the company is trying to say that their subscription numbers in Ghana do not make it feasible to reduce the price, but we want to see those numbers. And want to compare it to and again, numbers. You are saying that Liberia may have more subscribers. It depends on how much the value of the package is sold to the whole Liberia country. They have to prove that to us in their engagement with
Subsidy.
You say what?
I'm saying that there may well be subsidy.
I don't know.
They are supposed to be telling us that.
But the range of countries I see on this list, Sky, haven't we done comparisons of fuel prices across countries? So it's doable. So why are you saying that we shouldn't do it for DSTV?
Hold on.
When they raise fuel prices per cent per liter, we say fuel price in this country is cheaper, is higher in this country. We do that all the time. Why do you do it here?
You know what? The situation I want to avoid is you making it look like it is like I'm speaking for DSTV or he's speaking for DSTV. No, that's not what's happening here. We are trying to make sense of an issue.
Yeah.
See, because I don't want this, because it's a very touchy issue for the general public.
Not the general public.
No, it is. No, it is. It's a very touchy issue for the general public.
It is. Did you hear the guy on the trend?
It's not everybody.
It's a touchy issue for the general public.
Ghanaians are very interested when it comes to
some of these things.
Ghanaians have this idea of people are cheating us. So anytime they hear that somebody is doing something, or a foreign company is doing something that's exploitative, they get angry, even if they are not subscribers.
When we are
that's the thing.
exploiting GTV.
It's a Ghanaian mindset.
When we are exploiting GTV, do you know why
exploiting
GTV?
GTV? What? Is GTV a pay service?
People are not paying.
Is GTV a pay TV service? Is GTV a pay TV
It
service?
is not. But
Is
the
GTV
law
a pay
requires
TV
you to pay TV
a law
licenses.
without
You are not paying
enforcement
it.
it's just an advice. What's the last time you watched GSTV?
Francis,
Can I just
before I come in.
That I think that in as much as DSTV is running a business for profit, okay, there's the expectation of some sensitivity about the setting in which they are doing their business. And so there's the expectation that they appreciate the social impact, the economic impact. The statement Caleb read gives a good context.
Yeah.
Reasons were given for increase in subscription fees, even in a difficult economy. Okay? There has been some improvement in the economy. The indicators, inflation rate, the exchange rate, it will come off, not fine, Sky, just two, but those are still significant. It will come off as insensitive to a market that you serve. When there have been incessant complaints over the years, the factors that you gave as being part of the reasons for your increment or for your hike in the prices seem to have changed, and yet you don't change reduce the prices, but maintain the prices and maintain that it's still a difficult economy, irrespective of the improvement in the exchange rate.
Richard Mensah just sent me the prices from his, I don't know how he got it.
Okay.
$13.58 cedis per liter of petrol and diesel, January 2023, which was when Caleb read this. Right? So write this down. 13.58 cedis per liter of petrol. And then 13.6 per 36 13.58 per liter of petrol. Right? Now, as we speak today, August 1, 2025, Super XP, 12.88 per liter. Diesel, 14.38. So, essentially, petrol has come down from 13.58 in 2023, the figure, the month they reference, to 12.88. Diesel has come down from 15.3 to 14.38. So, fuel prices are actually even lower.
Okay.
Compared to that period. It's there.
Announced that
It's on the platform. OJ put it there on the platform.
Let me wrap this up. Let me wrap this up for my.
So wait, currency stability, inflation down, fuel prices low. So now it's ECG and Ghana Water. So are you telling me that now Ghana Water ECG is your main cost driver?
No,
come on.
Hold on. So again, it brings me back to the statement that was made. My personal bone with this matter when it comes to this entire thing again was on the basis of the documents that Caleb just read, and the fact that DSTV every time it had increased had indicated that we are doing this because of A, B, C, and D. Now at this particular moment, like you're saying, favorable economic indications, what is the difficulty in a certain level of reduction?
Which should be
exactly.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's not a conversation that will be had with the public, but it's a conversation that perhaps could have been had with the minister. We do not know how, because I recall last month DSTV management in Sam George's office, and they looked very hale and hearty.
They had a meeting, yes.
In that meeting. So what has changed from that meeting to Sam George's appearance at his Meet the Press on Friday?
Yeah.
Where he indicated that he's giving them up to August the 7th. Does that mean that from that period, he has not been convinced by the conversations that had taken place between himself and this particular enterprise?
Good point.
Now, the reason why I want us to apply our minds to this is, you make a great point about this being symbolic. DSTV might feel ill done by this, but somebody will always be a scapegoat somewhere. But in the end, the point I always stand for is that there must be clarity and certainty. If we do this and we push through with it, we must also be ready to extend it elsewhere. It's not just a DSTV problem. You've made the bigger point about general pricing here and the fairness of it. I am a firm believer in, I work in this endeavor, digital, satellite, and I know what goes on in there. I feel some of the commentary is not very fair to what is on the ground. Look, broadcast rights are not getting any cheaper. The Ghana Premier League itself, TV stations in Ghana cannot even afford to pay the Ghana Football Association, for broadcast rights. Ghana Premier League, nobody watches. So when GFA puts down the price and say, pay us 10 million, TV stations in this country run away. So it's not like as if.
How about the Premier League?
Which one?
The Premier League, the rights.
Have you seen it on Premier League rights? Last time went for almost 400 million.
Let him finish the point. Otherwise, we risk diverting.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is the conversation goes beyond these things, and if we don't take care, we are going to end up putting a lot of things together that will end up putting all of us at a disadvantage, one way or the other. I think DSTV legitimately can reduce prices.
And the other question I have for them is, have they done some sensitivity analysis to show, because even if I take the point that a subscription base, which is why Nigeria is 1/3 lower than us, maybe some economists should do some calculation for them and say a 12% reduction in your price could actually lead to an increase in subscriber base.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Because Ghanaians really love some of the content they have. Yeah. So maybe they should commission some guy to do an analysis and say, let's do 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, some of the packages will have reductions. Okay, because again, the packages are different. There's compact. In fact, I am a DSTV subscriber. Yeah. Last month, this is what they did. They said if you paid your subscription before the deadline, they will upgrade you. Which I think is also in a way a reduction. For example, Compact Plus was 500 and something, or 6, I forget the amount. And then the other one, Premium, is
800 and something.
Now they said if you paid your Compact Plus before the
a certain time,
so maybe like you are supposed to end on 5th April and you paid it on 3rd or 4th, automatically you get upgraded.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think in their view, they are trying to use those incentives. So in a sense, that's also lowering the price, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that they need to do a bit of work on what that reduction means in terms of giving value to Ghanaians. Number two, do some calculation on if you actually reduce the price, because if Nigeria is 1/3 Ghana and there are many Ghanaians who don't want to admit it, who are in the Nigeria system,
yes.
maybe if their calculation, yes, but they are doing it gleefully. If they can calculate and say a 50% or 30% reduction in our cost could lead to
those people coming back into this market,
that could then compensate, because I can understand why Nigeria may be cheaper because they have a broader base. But if that argument is true, Liberia, Botswana, Angola, Eswatini, come on.
But the reason why I was saying, you see, I don't like using Eswatini and Botswana because Eswatini is basically South Africa. It's one country. Just that, if you know that, that's why I asked you. Do you know where it is located?
Who know about geography?
You did no, but the point I mean, no, but then you would know that.
Meaning, Maseda. Eswatini is, but that is a broad range of countries. So we know
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That for some of the things, what it takes to set up a DSTV, like for instance, the satellites that might operate in Ghana, Eswatini might be,
but we should benefit from the economies of Nigeria. Exactly my point. If Eswatini is benefiting from South Africa, why can't we benefit from Nigeria?
Saying that as
but it's not located in Nigeria. It's located in Nigeria.
But Nigeria, Lagos is closer to Accra than Tamale to Accra. They have studios in Lagos, don't they?
Yes. Why do they have studios there?
Well, for local content, I guess.
No, but that's the point I've made to you. Why do you think that the studios that are available are in South Africa and Nigeria?
Fine.
Why isn't there a studio in Ghana?
So why is Liberia more expensive than Ghana then?
Liberia is more expensive.
Why is Liberia's DSTV cheaper than Ghana?
But that's what I'm telling
you.
That one
I can't understand.
That's why I said we need perhaps that information that you spoke about, because
why is that for now they need information? The one that they are cheaper, they don't need information. But that's why we need information.
No, you don't get what that. Oh, Bernard.
Go ahead.
If we decide to have that argument this way, then
no,
it will not be nice for anybody this morning.
It's an emotive issue.
Want us to go there?
No, I'll go there. Stay where you are.
Then behave yourself.
Behave yourself. Sorry, me, I'm a customer, and I think they pay me. You somebody the customers there.
We are all customers.
I thought you said you were not on it.
No, I mean, when did I say?
I thought you, but you said you don't watch TV.
I'm a DSTV customer.
No, you said you don't watch TV.
No, I'm a DSTV customer.
But you watch television?
We are DSTV customers.
I may not have the time
because
to be watching DSTV all the time. I'm a
customer.
And I have serious reservations about their service.
No, premium.
Not premium. I use premium.
I can't afford premium.
No, that's okay because of the things I do.
I'm on compact plus.
That's okay because of the things I do.
What are the things you do?
So it depends. The thing I should tell you the things I do. I'm not disclosing that publicly. But the point I'm making is that I have so many reservations about the quality of service, right? This whole explanation, when it rains, you don't get your service. They have given some long explanation, but I've told them my peace of mind repeatedly on that. Then also the issue of, sometimes, you pay for things that don't get through, right? Then you have to resolve it, blah, blah, blah. I've actually even gone off some of the services because majority of the times, or maybe sometimes, I'm not even available.
So you actually watch a fewer range of services.
Exactly. And they call me all the time. They say, Mrs. Sky, is there something we can do to A, B, C?
Tell them to reduce the price.
No.
They call you like that. Why don't you tell them to reduce the price?
That one you deal with it when they ask you the last question. Is there anything else we can do for you? Then you say, please reduce the price. The point I'm making, and let people not have the wrong impression that I am against a reduction in price. I'm not.
The price then must go down.
On the basis
what are we arguing over?
No, hold on. You see, I'm taking a principal position.
Okay.
Which is founded on the fact that, look, let us not say that merely because CD has gone down or this has gone down, then prices must go down, and it should be a ministerial directive. With the greatest respect, we live in a free market economy. That's what we are operating.
Yeah.
And we have long moved past the ages where the military will say Kalabule is happening and so prices cheap. No, Bernard, hold on. We should allow market forces driven by proper regulation to be able to determine how much people are selling their goods and services to people, right? But when we say that we are encouraging
this market forces thing, people keep saying,
Bernard, if
let
me finish my submission, Bernard,
with
the greatest respect.
This market forces provokes me. You continue.
With the greatest, let me finish my submission.
Hold your body.
The point I'm making is that if the government believes that for some reason DSTV is abusing its monopoly. And therefore, we need to encourage competition into that space as to force them to do things that will be optimal and beneficial to the Ghanaian people. Let the government feel free to do that. They are at liberty to issue as many licenses as possible that as may be optimal in our situation to be able to encourage competition. But again, look at what's happening in the telecoms sector. Right? Have we not complained repeatedly about the kinds of services that we are getting? And in my respectful view, I think that there are bigger issues within the communication space. That's not to say that
said it's symbolic.
You see, hold on. You see, what is the big elephant in the room? We have sat here repeatedly to talk about people being defrauded on every single day. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Defrauding people. Yeah. People are still charging some people taxes they should not be charging, what do you call it? Mobile service, what do you call it? Customers. People are using their SIM cards, right? Not doing proper registration.
So those must be dealt with. You see, I want you to still stay on the pricing.
No, I will come to that.
You said two things. You said the fact that exchange rate has appreciated should not be the mere reason why prices should come down.
No, I've not said that.
And then you said also that it should not lead to... No, okay, you added two things. You said the fact that exchanges have appreciated should not lead the minister to make a directive. So there are 2 points here. We're talking about some economic indicators individually and then a ministerial directive. So let me leave the ministerial directive out. I'm saying that when you put all the indicators together, currency appreciation, inflation, price of fuel, there's no justification for the level of pricing in Ghana against other countries.
I think we accept that point.
I'm coming. Number two, then you mentioned the question of satellite footprint. Now, I'm now being told it's the same satellite footprint that covers all of West and Central Africa. So there's no additional cost for Ghana for satellite as there is for, say, than Liberia or Nigeria. So that
but I made that point for South Africa when you mentioned the Swati.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That so if Nigeria can be 1/3 our cost, then it's the cost of operation as satellite as a unit should not be 3 times for Ghana than Nigeria. Yes. If you are using the same satellite footprint for the region, so I'm picking your argument and I'm responding to it individually.
The price.
That's what I'm saying. That there's the same satellite footprint.
The question of the price build-up. You and I don't have all the numbers. People can sit somewhere and send in what do you call it, figures here and there, but you and I don't have those numbers. I am saying that as a matter of principle, it should. No, hold on, Bernard. Let me make my point. As a matter of principle, it should not take a ministerial directive.
Why shouldn't it?
Hold on.
What law is it breaking?
Please, it is not even a question of going to cite specific laws. We have an agreement with these people to operate in the country. That agreement, the best of my understanding, if you read the communication, what's the name of the Electronic Communications Act? Exactly. Yeah. I don't think the minister has any authority there to be directing without any other legislative authority a company to reduce tax. We had the same problem with the Honorable K.T. Hammond.
I supported him.
You may have supported. But you see, my principle remains the same.
I actually think the current ministers do the same thing.
No, hold on. I even think that what was passed in Parliament...
What Hammond tried to do was not wrong.
No, in my respectful view, it was wrong.
But that's why your view is not the only one who will take it.
That's okay.
The truth is that companies generally operate within a certain framework. They usually criticize the government for a poor macroeconomic environment. So if the government stabilizes the macroeconomic environment, you cannot then... That's why Caleb's statement is critical. Yeah. You see, if they had come and said that our pricing is like the Coca-Cola formula, we can't put it out. They listed the number of things and I said for everything they listed, apart from water. In fact, I'm sure even if I go to water, I gave you all the indicators there have moved in the right direction.
Let me help you.
Number 2, Caleb has an article he's supposed to even read on general pricing. And you admit here on this show with me, you've come on air to admit with me before that the way people price in Ghana is not sensible.
Yes.
So maybe you don't like a ministerial directive, but you cannot tell me that you do not agree that the pricing doesn't make sense.
No, but hold on. I said
so we can have those two arguments separately. So no, let's get clear. You
But
agree that the pricing can come down.
I make that point.
Then let's let it end there.
No, it can't end there. No,
because we've also said on the program that the ministerial directive does not solve a structural problem. What we've said is that what it does...
I'm not even talking about structure. I'm saying that it is wrong...
In what law?
In a free market economy.
What's a free market economy?
What are you talking about?
Trump
What are you talking
today,
about?
Trump is sacking somebody. What are you saying? Free market, free market. What free market? What? There's no free market anywhere. There is no free market anywhere.
I think we should agree.
There is no free market anywhere.
There is a principle.
There's no free market anywhere.
There is an area of study known as free market.
Oh, it is a theory, and the free market is a myth. The free market, there's no free market anywhere. That's why all the conditions they give you for perfect competition is all assumptions. There is no free market anywhere.
I reject that position.
Give me one product where there's a free market. There's no free market anywhere.
If the minister wants,
there is no free market anywhere.
Let me give you a
in any country.
I reject that view. I am saying that
there is no free market anywhere.
In Nigeria,
free market.
When the authorities wanted to move against DSTV, they got for whatever reason their parliament involved.
That's the other
their parliament passed a law, and ultimately sanity prevailed. Right? I am saying that we should not encourage a situation where ministers, for some reason, say that they are directing a company tomorrow. You'll be sitting here and they will come and tell you that the advert rates that you are using is arbitrary and therefore you should reduce your prices.
When a company,
you will be complaining.
When a company,
we should not encourage that.
When a company had a problem with their product, is it not the minister who intervenes? When they are even this batch
within a certain legislative framework.
Charlie Maza.
Within a certain legislative framework. But if you read the economic
there is no free market anywhere.
Exactly. There are specific mandates handed over to the minister. It does not include directing a company operating to reduce whatever it is doing. Let's not go there.
Free market anywhere.
But the danger in this for me.
No free market anywhere.
You can keep singing that mantra, but the point is this. This situation is not new. The difference is this, and that's the point Sky comes to. And it's something that we tend to do a lot in Ghana. And because it's popular,
yes,
I'm very, very happy not to be popular. It's mostly very popular. People saying that, it solves a problem. We have that same problem when it comes to security.
Yes.
I've spoken about this matter before. The way national security has operated, there's a difference in how it does this one year, but it deals with AVLE differently. When we know that there's supposed to be one line of dealing with those things, but they'll tell you that, we want to solve this problem. So Japa can go and enter Bernard Avle's house because he wants to do something. But outside of that, this DSTV situation is not unique to Ghana. He mentioned Nigeria. It's happened in Malawi. It's happened in Kenya. Even in South Africa itself, it's happened. The difference is what? In every single one of those situations, who took on DSTV?
I don't know.
In Nigeria, he just mentioned Parliament.
Yeah.
In South Africa, it's the competition.
Parliament has written.
Hold on, it's the competition.
The minority in Parliament say they support it.
It's
they
not
said
support.
That's a press statement.
That's a press statement.
Calling for calm.
Hold on. In South Africa, it's the Competitions Commission. In Kenya, Competitions Commission. In Malawi, it went all the way to the highest court of the country, led by the Malawian Competitions Authority. In fact, DSTV was suspended in 2023 in Malawi for almost 6 months. They were not collecting subscribers. They said sit somewhere.
Look at that.
Until we sort the matter. But there was clarity.
But the minister has also engaged them.
No,
that's not the. You see, you're also saying the guy started engaging them from 4th July.
Calm down.
So it's not like
the point I am making is what is the framework within which he's dealing with them. So the DSTV framework, will it be different from Governor Koto Enterprise framework?
I don't know.
Will it be different from CTFM framework? Will it be different from multimedia framework? Hold on. The point Sky is making, and everybody must understand this. Whilst we support the fact that clearly DSTV must be able to reduce their prices, what we must not always shout at. You see, I always tell you this. You will scream hey hey until it happens to you. I will never be one of those people who says that I am happy about this. Then tomorrow when they start beating me, I will say that hey, today they are beating me. Okay. No. You see, I always say, let's always consider this. Everybody will be a minority somewhere someday.
Yes.
Everybody, irrespective of where you find yourself, you will be a minority somewhere someday. When that day comes, pray to God that there is clarity and certainty for you. So on this matter, let some judge deal with the people like he's been dealing with them. But what we are saying is, post this, DSTV is the scapegoat we are using. They are the symbol. Reduce your prices. But we should not sit down post this and say the next time, hey, Minister Sam George, go and reduce MTN prices. Minister Sam George, go and reduce this. That is not how any efficient system works.
No problem. Let's not forget that sometimes people come on this show and say, some airline, the way they are treating our people, minister should intervene. passport office, ministers.
That is why you know better.
Service. You see, what I'm saying is
That's
that
why you know
I'm
better.
just trying to put something in place. There's a service quality requirement also. So the people who do the policy is not just about giving the free market. There must also be consumer protection.
Yes.
There must be competition laws.
Which comes to frameworks.
Good. But in the meantime, you can also engage. And engagement also includes directives.
Okay.
The directives that are
That's also part.
directives that are lawful.
What is unlawful?
Test it
Take
up.
it, go to court.
Go
to court.
I mean, to the extent that you are saying that if
It's
you don't
okay.
reduce, I'm going to cancel your contract. I mean,
Why is it my fault?
is that one of the basis for terminating
Yeah, but what-
company
so
contracts in this country?
Have they come to complain to you that they were?
No, you see, Bernard, I don't have to. DSTV doesn't have to come and complain to me. But I am fair-minded enough to know
Charlie,
that it is wrong
The
to be
minority
using
is
such
complaining that
hand-twisting tactics.
the Ghanaian companies always bear the brunt of regulatory power as against foreign companies. Only Friday. I mean, I see that he was on his feet.
But
he said he was speaking on a different matter, but he said, why is it that when foreign companies flout the law, they don't have any problem, but when Ghanaian companies flout the law, he was making the floor on the parliament, the House of Record.
But
He was claiming that it is only Ghanaian companies who have problems with government. That every time they are being chased.
true.
That's true.
So there's also a feeling that these guys are from outside and they are taking us for a ride.
Bernard.
All right, so that's also part of the issue. So you cannot divert that, and it was on parliament. I'm not the one saying
Bernard,
it.
Bernard, you see,
So-
let's keep the issues the issue.
No, you went out to start talking about you were talking about security and things. You brought other issues into it.
No. The point I'm making is, you see, we cannot overlook those points, Bernard. Other than that, what you are creating is a situation for chaos.
Speak and choose.
You see, when I spoke, hold on, and I'll challenge you on this today. The day the Minister of Health, what's his name, Akando, went to Tamale to misbehave. And you sat here
he didn't
supported him. He
misbehave.
went there to misbehave, Bernard.
It's your view.
Hold on.
You are diverting again.
No, I'm not diverting.
Let's stay on issues.
No. Let's
You are talking
because
about. You
what
are
I am
saying.
trying to establish. Hold on. What I'm trying to
Showmanship.
establish for you
Yes.
is that showmanship only works once a while.
Fair
that
enough.
day you supported him, and I asked you.
Yeah, and I'm saying
hold
that.
on.
Yes, I
Let
see.
me make my Bernard. Hold on.
Yes.
That day I
Yeah.
asked you.
Yeah.
There will be 10 other deaths, accidental or whatever,
Yeah.
in this country. Will the minister show up at those places?
No.
You said no, but that he will use that as a point.
Yes.
I was minding my business last week. They said he had shown up at some polyclinic. Hold on.
Yes.
And had seen long patient lines, which is important, and had issued directives to the doctors there that they should do what?
But there's something you see. There's something called a last mile. You can have a policy. Sometimes you go to the market. Even big FMCG CEOs, the Coca-Cola CEO can walk into a retail shop at Abubulushi and call the territory manager and say, "How on earth are these products not here?" It's part of quality control. It's not your policy. It's just a way of keeping people on their toes. It's normal. It happens in many countries.
Yes, but
so what
hold on.
I agree with you when you say that should not become the normal practice. But I'm saying that there's nothing wrong with a leader of an institution. Asante Ujamisa did the same thing. He went to fire service. There was a fire in Edum.
It was wrong.
It was wrong.
It was not wrong.
It was wrong on the level.
If you are the
I will not stand for a minister
Yeah,
because
yes,
you are
it was not wrong.
minister to come and talk to me.
Yes,
when I'm
it was
doing
not
my job
wrong.
just like that
Yes.
because you've.
talk to you like
I
how?
know, but
You have a fire tender. You have a fire
Was it
tender.
not proving why the fire tender was struggling?
You have a fire
That
tender.
cannot-
You have a fire tender dragging his feet.
In principle,
You have a fire tender dragging his feet, and the minister goes there to say, what are you guys doing here?
What is the basis?
Attach
for
some
coming
agency
the
to your
conclusion? You see, we all agree
It is a
that-
normal thing they do. It's not,
So some messages.
that's not the policy of the leader. But there's place for that.
Bernard, you
There's
see,
a place for
we
that.
have complained repeatedly in this country about price level across the board.
Yes, and somebody's there.
Hold on.
So
Why
you
have-
have
hold on. Why have we not seen what do you call it? The minister in the market saying that? Hey,
Yeah, but didn't the finance minister go to the market
He appealed to-
prior to the budget to tell people to reduce their prices?
Appeal.
Didn't the
They
finance?
didn't go to
Yeah,
seize
because
people's
people had
operating
not
permit.
complained about a specific
They are not
company.
threatening people that you not come and sell in Mokala.
Master.
Honorable
I am
members.
saying that
You-
it is wrong.
You're shouting
We
doesn't
have
make it
Ghanaian
more
businesses
serious.
outside this
Gentlemen,
country.
calm it
If
down.
they are treated like that, we will not like it.
And by the way, there's no free market anywhere.
I
There's
reject
no
that.
free market
I
anywhere.
reject that.
I agree
Give me
with
one
Bernard
country
on
where
that.
there's a free.
okay.
Give me one market which is free. I'll give you 10 days. One. There's no market which is free. What are you talking about? Free market.
We must regulate